Eintlek, let's connect. Chatting with one of our Eintlek Let's Connect viewers, Alison Smith, who shared her own personal story before we went to the break about starting a family and what looked like for her. We're also joined by a friend of the show, Zinzisa Deliwe-Juju from TM Counseling, to give us some expert advice about the construct of family from a psychological perspective. Welcome back, Alison.
Thanks.
And Zinzisa. You had, before we went to the break, met someone she loved, got married, adopted a child, went through a divorce. Shame is a word that she kept on, repeating.
Yeah.
What happens when, the breakup finally happens after a marriage? Why? Why shame?
Shame because we think that we are supposed to function in a certain framework. Remember, culturally, marriage creates a framework for the family to function. A family is made up of married people and then children. So there's shame in breaking that. There's shame in being the one who is the cause maybe of this breaking up, or is in this situation where this has not worked, and not working is shameful.
Okay. All right. We're living in times where not only is it same-sex marriages, it's different cultures, and we don't have, what probably our parents dealt with 25, 30 years ago, where there was a father and a mother. But also, psychologically, I mean, we probably had that dream where we used to draw husband, wife, children, and it doesn't look like that. It's X, 2 children, X with 2 more children. What's happening with us when it comes to how we approach our relationship psychologically? Does that have an impact on us when things are not the way that we envisioned when we were younger?
It does, definitely does. So our perception of what families should look like has definitely expanded as a society. We understand these things better, that there are blended families, there are single parent households, there are same-sex parents. So we understand these things differently now that we've got the information, but it still does carry that weight of, if this thing doesn't work or it falls apart, it is a little bit difficult to deal with.
Okay. So there's culture, there's religion, and then there's the legal institution of what marriage is, right? And we all want to hold on, and holding on to, marriage creates stability.
Yeah.
Is it still that in 2026?
Short answer, no.
Okay.
But like I say, we understand these things differently, that there are different ways of building a family. There are different ways that we associate with the word family. Family is now more about who shows up for me, rather than who's in my home cooking in the kitchen or who's bringing home the bacon. So we do understand these constructs very, very differently now, and we're more accepting of these different types.
So, Alison, when you look back, why is the word shame, that is the word that you use to define, your experience?
It's exactly what was just said, is that the structure and what we perceive it to be is not anymore. And at that time is what I perceived. I didn't say I'm shameful now, because that was previously. But what I've learned and grown, probably from maturity, is that it doesn't really matter. It's about it's the village that grows. For me, the main concern was the kid. And it's the village, it's my family structure, my brothers and my mom and them that really kept me. And then, of course, hello, you're beautiful, I find another partner. And so that's where that family comes in. And when you say you just add all into the pot.
Okay, so Zinzisa, there's also a school of thought of those who struggle, and psychologically for them, marriage does not necessarily mean they have a sense of commitment. What's going on there?
For some people, yes, marriage does mean a sense of commitment, and then there's those people that are like, we are living together, this thing is working. Why are we changing the team that is winning? And those people then have the more unconventional structure of we are a partnership, and that's the most important thing. And I think psychologically what's happening with those people is that they are valuing the partnership, the sense of belonging, more than the title of I am Mrs. or I am now married.
Okay, so for you, Alison, I just want to go back a little bit. You're navigating the separation. But before you get to that, for people who are not in same-sex marriages, they're like, same-sex marriage people have got it together. And then when those relationships go through, they're like, Haibo, even them can't get it right. What are some of the things for you that you said what people say a lot, and some actually struggle with saying it, we grew apart. What does that mean?
You know, growing apart means that, one, when you're at a specific age, when I told you that when you fall in love, you were in a specific age group. And then, of course, you start maturing and your goals and your dreams don't align anymore. Sometimes we are going towards the same goal, but something happens. And then that's that growing apart. When we don't agree anymore about what that end result looks like. That's what I consider as growing apart.
Okay. So finally, as you close, Zinzisa, what parting words about the construct of a family? Not necessarily being the perfect family that society wants, that you can just share with people. What do people need to understand so they can navigate their relationships?
Family is less about titles, and it's more about who's showing up for me, who do I belong with, who's in a partnership with me, and who's got my back.
Who's got my back. Ladies, thank you so much for coming through and chatting to us here on Eintlek. Let's connect. And I hope, Alison, you inspired other viewers to come through and spend some time with us. And Zinzisa, we love you being our friend on the show. Well, there you have it. So, we are going to catch up with Enrico in a short while. At the end of the day, it is your call how you make it all work for you. It's not about the certificate. It's not what about society says. So, friend Rico, the chef in training, let's go to the kitchen.